Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Dixon. Today we are checking a video of the internet being angry that a woman is rewarding her husband. Let's get into the video.
And happy for almost 20 years. Here's why they're wrong. I'm 35. I've been with my husband since I was 15. By no means am I an expert or the perfect wife, but you don't get to year 17 of marriage still being happy without learning a few things. Don't confuse rewarding bare minimum with appreciating the little things. Rewarding bare minimum is like calling a man a good father because he pays his child support on time. There's also a difference between having high standards and then having unrealistic expectations that only set your partner up for failure. True partnership is not splitting everything 50-50. Some is going to be 40-60, 90-10, 0-100. Yeah, we both drive the car, but I don't know about its maintenance. I can't even put air in my tires. My husband's family owned a mechanic shop. He knows everything about cars. That's his area. Obviously, we both eat, but I love to cook and am so good at it that I published my own cookbook. He thinks Kraft singles are cheese. Meals are my area. Just because an expectation has been agreed upon doesn't mean it shouldn't be acknowledged and appreciated. True story, last week our car battery died. Getting it fixed is a basic need, not really heroic by any means, but I couldn't have done it as quickly or as cheaply as he did. Sure, it was inherently easier for him, but it still included making phone calls about our warranty, finding the battery itself, and then switching it out himself to save us some money, even though it included taking the tire off and all this stuff. I appreciated the out of that. Had I been able to solve that problem for him without an ounce of his effort, he would cream his manties. Rightfully so. That is what he did for me with the pocket frozen lasagna. The wisdom is realizing it's not about the lasagna. It's the nature of the gesture and acknowledging its impact. The man didn't just spend $15 and 5 minutes on dinner. He anticipated my needs, did my job for me, and filled up my love tank with flawless execution. Minimizing that to being just par for the course is the most ungrateful shit I've ever heard. Frozen lasagna like that is ex-girlfriend energy. Appreciating a small gesture that had a big impact is solid partner energy. The only person being rewarded for bare minimum in that video is me. So while the original commenter alluded to me supporting the patriarchy, I'd argue my husband is the bigger feminist because he actually views me as his equal. Actively loving your partner in the smallest of ways has an ROI of 100%, and diminishing its value will rob you blind. And while bedroom activities may not be the currency of every household, here that like black leggings goes with everything.
Let's go to the comment section to see what people are actually saying. It's me, Matiji, says, artfully said and with great wisdom. Young fools who aren't experienced showcase this mistake. It's not stupid, it's inexperienced ignorance. Adrian Gorgon said, very well said, there are so many single people on this app giving terrible advice about relationships with the crying emoji. Dennis Glynn says, as a mechanic that doesn't know anything about cooking, the Kraft singles comment hit some home harder than any insult I've heard in years. LMAO. So Sarah responded back, I have a theory that no engineer or mechanic can cook. Debatable. Christine says, been married 24 years. I totally felt you on that lasagna video. No explanation needed in my opinion, but you explained it well. She responded back, the ones who've lived it know. Sandra says, thank you. Critical thinking is a lost art. It's been buried under feminism, cancel culture, and fierce individualism. Very true. Very, very true. Celeste Marie Serna says, you don't punish the behavior you want to see. Very true. So if you have a behavior that you enjoy, even if it is small and somebody does it, you reward it. I want to use the analogy of training a dog. If you see a behavior that you want your dog to do, you reward the dog and keep rewarding the dog. I'm not saying human beings are dogs. It's more or less like encouragement, and that person will tend to do better and better. What are my thoughts? With the modern day things now, it's not a crime for women to show gestures, to hold their side of their marriage. So if a woman takes her side of the marriage seriously, people classify it as she being a slave, which is not true, which is not a good mindset to have. So in the mind of the modern feminist, it's a taboo for you to spoil your husband, to spoil your spouse. Spoiling your spouse is a no, he has to more or less lick the ground that you are walking on for you to spoil him or to do your part as a wife. So it's a crime to even cook for your husband in this modern day. She herself has been in the marriage for 35 years. She's 35 and she's been in the marriage for almost 20 years. You don't reach that amount of numbers of years in a relationship without some form of sacrifice and taking some responsibility on yourself. It just doesn't happen by feeling. Marriage is not about feelings, it's about responsibilities. So always know whenever you're getting into a marriage, you're not getting into it to feel better, you're getting into it to take on some responsibilities so that the family can progress. If you see it that way, whenever the feelings come, you appreciate it more and not expect it every time. Not everything in a marriage is 50-50. Take for instance, if my family gets attacked, or there is something to be fixed, or there is resources that I need to provide for my family, I will gladly enter that fire and make sure that all these things are all right before I get even my spouse involved. Because I will not look for 50-50 in this aspect. It's not going to be 50-50, because if it's 50-50, I will be sad. I will have to put in more effort in order to see less stress on my spouse in this particular area, because this is the area that I am built for. So I can handle the bulk of the pressure and I will be smiling while doing it. Let's say the children are hungry. My spouse, my wife, will definitely jump on the wagon and prepare them food, as long as there's resources to provide that food, to make those food available. She will gladly do it, and she will even take care of the house, even far better than I would, and she will be doing it with happiness. See, there's no 50-50 in that area. I'm not complaining also. We start to resent each other when we feel the other party is not giving as much as us in a domain they themselves they don't enjoy or they are not good at. Once we start doing that, we start having resentment, and the marriage will never be healthy from there on. Gender roles are about strengths and weaknesses. We support each other so that the family can progress and move on. We don't want our spouse to be doing the tasks that they struggle with. We want them to support us. They can support equal amount of effort that we are giving in a particular area. That is fine. We will do the rest, because that's where we are strong at. Wherever I'm strong at, my wife just supports me a little. Wherever my wife is strong at, I support her a little. So it's this synergy of work. We don't have to give equal effort in everything. So men and women, they support themselves, they appreciate themselves in different ways. So it is important for us not to focus on what was not done, but rather focus on what was done. That way, you tend to breed more appreciation and happiness in the family. Oh, you did this. Oh, thank you. While in the back of your mind, you know, oh, they didn't do X, Y, and Z. But you don't make that a bone of contention. You maybe will try to chip it in to help them to improve. Like, you do this one well, oh, but this one, you you know how to do all these things without harming the other person. If it's in the case where saying it will cause a lot of issues or will make the person feel bad, don't say it at all. They tried. Compliment what they've done, and the next time they try to help you, you'll see they will do better. So focus on what was done and not what should have been done. I hope this blesses everybody who watched this video. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. If you don't agree with me, I want to see your comments. Please leave them down below, and I'll catch you guys and gals next time. Bye-bye.